So you guys were I'm hearing a lot of you guys wanted a theme song shortened, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that, and when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So, it's shorter. There you go. Crazycatlady or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair educational for and entertainment purpose. Blade, looks like it's all they did. Well, those years ago. See?
No, I don't want to do any more of it. Alright, everybody. Yesterday was public domain day for me. Probably, actually 2 days. But, before we get to, Martha doing, Percy Jackson, we're gonna do this one. And it's also my day to be public domain day. So,
And mine.
I'm pretty sure that you already were public domain since you came out 1925.
That was bear me, not cat me.
Whatever.
So Martha explained what that is. Here we go.
So, this is for, since you learned that Mickey Mouse, Steamboat Willie, Mickey Mouse, and maybe Crazy Planes, I don't know, but Steamboat Willie, the one that came out in 1928, okay? Though that one's now public domain, so people can do whatever they want with that cartoon, as long as they don't use Mickey in the title, or Minnie. Who cares about Pete?
Hey!
But since they're more important to the brand of Disney, so there is technically now 3 things I already told you about. One of them that might be in trouble because of this, because Disney will still bring out the lawyers to stop them from doing this, probably. Two of them, because the character looks like them. 2 of them might stay. Probably stay. So one that I know definitely will stay is Mouse. The trailer I showed you a couple months ago, where a character looks like Mortimer goes around shooting. That one's probably fine. And then there's one that is probably not fine, called that is also a game. It's called Inner Transition. So I'm just showing the trailer to this one. I'm showing pictures where you play as a exterminator, and you go around killing rats and mice, but looks like a character, a big mouse. It looks like Steamboat Willie, Mickey Mouse, and is able to like go after you and stuff like that, but you need to like use the exterminator to get it out. So yeah. Anyway, so the 2 horror movies that we have to worry about. One is called Steamboat Willie. So it's not using Mickey's name, it might be able to get away with it. So if you watched, you've heard of the movie called You're a Mean One, Mr. You've heard of the one called You're a Mean One, which is basically making the Grinch bad guy. This is made by the same company, so that's what Steamboat Willie's made. But the other one that's called Mousetrap, Mickey's Mousetrap, since it actually has Mickey's name in it, might be in trouble. So yeah. So I'm gonna talk. I really wish they would not make horror movies out of these characters. To me, they're not really meant to be horror characters. It's okay for Mickey to say,
Hey, Hey, did someone mention the door to darkness?
because that's a joke. Okay? But he's not going around killing anybody. So, yeah. I mean, I don't mind them doing that to frickin' Mortimer, because Mortimer is a jerk. He goes, cha-cha! All the time. He's like Gaston, but he's a rat. Except for he would pretty much Gaston be cooperating from him since he's older than Gaston. So, yeah. And I don't mind them, like, shooting. He's just shooting other mice, so it's fine. It's not going on killing people. So that's what I mostly have to say about this. So let's go. I'm gonna watch Percy Jackson, and yeah. So back in a bit. Just wanted to talk about that. I just finished watching Percy Jackson, episode 4, and I really gotta say, since how the monster looks, this one's probably not the greatest one. I'm not trying to really how exactly this part happens in the book. But it's been like forever since I read this book just last year, so I'm trying my best to remember everything that happened with it. So, yeah. So we're at the part where they're trying to get to Los Angeles by going on a train. And we meet Echidna, who is the mother of all monsters. So they're on a train right now, and they see like centaurs riding off in the back, and Grover and Annabeth finally mention Pan. Oh yeah, we also have like a little dream of Percy learning how to swim. I think it's supposed to like be like relevant to what comes later. About him falling into water, about him learning how to like I can breathe underwater again. Him being son of the god of water. At the very end of this episode. And where his mom's trying to teach him how to swim, but he's really having like a dream with where he hears Kronos talking to him in the background, which I'm guessing it's Kronos. It's only one I could think him since he's the one that's the bad guy in this first series, which we really don't get to see until like the 4th book. So yeah, so they really can't show him this show in this first season. They really shouldn't. Okay? They can have us hear his voice, but that's it. That's what I feel like. So, after he wakes up, he like asks about Talia with Annabeth, and asks what she was like, since both her and him are both forbidden kids. So, and how he's wants to live up to her legend, I guess. So, and like, he's asking her not to like treat him to be like her, because he's just still learning how to do this stuff. So, after they like go and eat lunch and leave their cabin, train conductors / police, who are now are on a train for some reason, come and ask them for a ticket, and they take them back to where their cabin is, and their cabin is trash, and they're gonna get arrested for. So in the book, they're supposed to be like criminals on the run because because the Furies trashed the birds. The Furies flash what are they called?
Furies.
Trashed the bus, and they got blamed for it because humans cannot see monsters because of the mist. They represent this in this episode where the Chimera looks like a chihuahua, because it's supposed to because the first time we see it inside of like a little doggy cage. It would make more sense for a chihuahua to be in that doggy cage instead of a freaking chimera.
That is true.
So, And then so she like Kinda shoos away the cops and says, "Go on, get," basically, and then starts talking to these kids nicely, like asking like, "Your mom and your parents are here, aren't they?" And so she like, "Well, this is my child, and this bag. Nobody finds that weird. Like my kids heard trash going on, but it was actually probably my kid that probably trashes your car, probably your where you slept." And they leave the train because they got kicked off. They ran off the train after Percy got stung by a snake. The snake at the Chimera, which already looks wrong because if you know what the Chimera looks like, I probably already told you this when the trailer reaction came out, but I'm gonna tell you again in case other people are watching this, and you didn't see that reaction, that he's supposed to have 3 heads, and each of the head looks different. One of the heads is supposed to be actually its tail. That's a snake, so that's where they can give him the poison from. Depends on what type of snake it is. 2, there's supposed to be a goat head, and it's supposed to be and then there's supposed to be a lion's head. Now, the way they did this in this show is that they kind of still mix all those animals together, which is it creative because they're trying to save money, or was it them just trying to find a way to bind those characters to get 3 animals together? It still does have a head of a lion, but instead of having to have a head of a goat, it has the horns of a goat, and its skin is scaly like a snake. So and it breathes fire. So I am having pictures up on here what Pan could look like, since they didn't actually show him, but since they finally mentioned him. So Grover, since he's a satyr, is trying to look for basically the father of satyrs, since that's what Pan is, and he's like also the father of all the wild, because he's the god of the wild. And since humans are not treating the wild right by tearing down the forests, nobody knows where he's at, and that's why they're trying to search for him, like all the satyrs are. And that's what basically all the satyrs' missions are. So looking for they're the god of them. So yeah, and they even reference this when they go inside the museum to find they think they're going to go find Athena, which they don't. But it makes sense for if they're going to find Athena would be in museum, since she's the god of wisdom, and you learn a lot of wisdom in museums. And for some reason, Annabeth that thinks that he could talk to Poseidon here. Like, it's not even a Greek museum, but it's more like a historical one. Because all the other, and it's like more of the Western stuff. Because it did have like buffaloes everywhere, and it made Grover set because how they treat both the buffalo. So he like walked away, and then this is when the poison started affecting Perseus, and they went and took him to like a fountain and started splashing water on top of him, like, heal, 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 heal. It's not working. Heal. And then all of a sudden we see the Chimera coming, and the Echidna tells Annabeth that you have embarrassed your mother, which this part doesn't make sense to me. If you know the story about Medusa, what happens at the end of the Medusa's tale? After Perseus cuts her heads off and brings it back to Athena, she puts it right below his feet, right below her feet, and so giving her back the head. When she gets the head at the end of that story, so I don't get this. I don't get how that embarrassed her. It doesn't make any sense to me. She gets it at the end of the story. Why is it okay for her not to get it here? So, and apparently, Anna Bet's getting punished for the one that's Percy's idea because you went along with it. Okay, whatever. So, after they get separated because Percy is trying to save them so they can get to Hades and get the bolt. And Perseus is still hurt. He has to face the kid Kidna and the Chimera by himself when he's pretty much hurt. And somehow Kidna can rip a hole in the floor. She's supposed to be a monster. I thought she was not. Is she supposed to know magic?
I would remember.
You don't remember? Okay. And he falls in through the hole. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be a museum or what, or is it supposed to be like I've never been to this place. It's in St. Louis, California, but I've never been here, so I don't know what this is supposed to represent. So he falls down and he lands inside of some water. He meets who was Nereid visits Percy and tries to help him learn how to breathe underwater, which he's supposed to be able to do since his dad is Perseus, since his dad's Poseidon. So that's basically how the episode ends, and I gotta say this is probably even though it's still good, I'm probably gonna give this one like a 7 or 6.5 or something like that, because it's still some parts of it's worth watching. So, yeah, that's basically it. Like, favorite, and subscribe, guys, and bye-bye. Let's see what the next episode has for us. And please stop telling us this is who. Please, it's getting on my nerves. Bye.